That's spectacular. Are we still live? And we are still live. All right, pardon that little technical difficulty there. I think that was some kind of thing going wrong with the internet. All right, we are still live, apparently. So let's briefly jump back to sunspots here. This is the past 24 hours. And yeah, check it out. Sweet sunspot right here. And it's just moving into the Earth strike zone. Again, very likely to see a large flare from this group, and very likely to see a large flare from this group, and very unlikely for the sun to kill you. Grrr. The sun. Are you spooked of it? Are you scared of the sun yet? We hope not. Here is our... What the heck is going on here? Here is our favorite flare wavelengths. Keep in mind these are not X-rays. This is still part of the ultraviolet spectrum. That's 131 plus 94 angstroms. And we'll zoom in a little bit here to show the equatorial view. Some fantastic imagery there. And let's move to coronal mass ejections. So this is the past 24 hours. You can see Mercury moving in there on the right. And indeed there is some missing data there. That is suboptimal. If those CMEs are earthly directed, they will be glancing blows. None of those are direct Earth strikes. And I would agree that the one that's off to the east may have an earthly directed component, but I doubt it. I'll give it about a 10% chance of striking Earth. Here's a slightly more zoomed in view there featuring SDO 193 angstroms. Now there might be an Earth-directed CME there. Right here you see a big pulse come out of this area, and you don't really see any signature from that. So, not sure what's up with that. That could be an earthly-directed coronal mass ejection. Just simply not sure. But hey, that's what happens. Sometimes you have to use deductive reasoning, folks. Anyway, next we'll move to filaments. And there is the filament situation. We like to use 193 plus 304 angstroms for filaments. It creates fantastic contrast. Let's take a look at those in some additional wavelengths. Oh, yes. The internet. It's fun. The internet is fun, folks. Especially when it's not full of disinformation. Yeah, disinformation. The only thing more pathetic than misinformation is when people give you misinformation on purpose. It's otherwise known as fraud. Let's see what's going on from Stereo A here. Maybe Stereo A has the data that we're missing. Are these the droids you're looking for? I don't really see a stealthy CME in there. But there is some missing data, so that's suboptimal. We'll just have to agree with NASA's forecast, or actually NOAA's forecast, I think, is... Well, actually, I think NASA's forecast is more accurate. So anyway, here are filaments from the ground-based El Teide, Spain observatory. And it creates some fantastic contrast there. Getty Lee filament remains intact. And if you want to name filaments after living people, make sure you join us over on Twitter. You'll find us all over the internet at Smash-O-Mash. Again, links on the homepage. Here are the past couple of hours of El Sol from the GOES 18 SUVI. Let me say like a fifth time, this area right here and this area right here are both very likely of producing an X-class solar flare. Again, we provide actual forecasts and actual information about astrophysics, cosmology, and space weather, not utter nonsense. So here come bonus features. There are some minor satellite charging hazards here at the moment in the Central Pacific Ocean. They're of the surface charging variety. We're not expecting any major communications problems from those. GOES electron flux here just moving into warning levels. So they've been kind of high here for the past week or so. There's the 1 year chart to put it in context. Just kind of moderate there as far as from a yearly perspective. Here is NOAA's forecast model. NOAA's expecting some increases in the electron flux. No argument from me there. Let's take a look at the layer where the electron flux is measured. The F layer of the ionosphere. Feel free to pause the video on this frame if you're not familiar with these distances. Here is the F layer, the bridge between Earth and space. So that is the vibrational frequency, and it's looking pretty anomalously here. I gotta say, I mean, we're coming at you a little bit late today, so we're usually looking at a different portion of the planet, experiencing noontime. But I think I'm seeing some major anomalies happening here. So let's look at the anomalygram. This depicts anomaly in megahertz from a 30-day median. And huge low-frequency anomalies here centered around the South Atlantic anomaly, which if you see this weird spot right here where you see a lot of variations, that is the South Atlantic anomaly located right there over the South American continent. So quite a few low-frequency anomalies happening here, a slightly puffed up ionosphere. Don't be surprised to see some arcjet moments on tomorrow's GOES data. That may cause the satellites to do some maneuvering. Anyway, here's the latest image. This is 12:30 Universal Time ionogram and 12:30 Universal Time anomalygram. Anomaly in megahertz from a 30-day median. Total electron contents next. It depicts GPS errors. Your GPS signal can be refracted massively by thousands of miles by free electrons. That's a run of 12,500 miles. The total electron content is the coupled thermosphere, ionosphere, plasmasphere electrodynamics model. Your GPS satellite must communicate through the inner portion of the outer Van Allen belt, the outer plasmasphere, the inner Van Allen belt, the inner plasmasphere, and the ionosphere to get to your handset. Again, it's 12,500 miles from your handset to your satellite. And these are the free electrons in between. Now, yesterday we actually put up a forecast that there's a possibility of a large earthquake coming to Central America. Now, this signal is based on some science papers. And basically what it is when you see a high electron content anomaly in the total electron content above a certain part of the planet, that could be a pre-earthquake signal. It's only for 6+ magnitude quakes, and it has a time frame of 4 days. So 4 days notice would be nice. We don't see that signal really continuing in this data. That is the total electron content difference from the 10-day average, the 10-day electron content anomaly. And the total electron content, again, is a count of the free electrons. Let's close this thing out with the latest intensitygram and latest magnetogram. Again, this sunspot is quite magnetically complex. It is beta gamma delta class. Look at all the magnetic shear right here. A perfect example of a beta gamma delta class sunspot. This sunspot over here, also beta gamma delta class, and look at the amount of shear there. That thing looks like it is ready to produce a large solar flare at any moment. There's the full disk view. By the way, general disturbance, thanks for leaving comments once again. General disturbance says no because 24 was the minimum. That is exactly right. Let's take a look at the hottest places in the world. As some people are concerned that the planet's burning up, other people are concerned that it's moving into an ice age. Let us know what you think in the comments. This looks like the hottest place in the world right here. I don't know what it is. Is it Yemen? I have no idea. Somewhere around north of Saudi Arabia or something. It's about 115 degrees. But check this out. In Texas, it's not even light out yet. And up here, it's 80 plus degrees. I had a signal for 85 degrees earlier. Maybe it's rapidly cooled down. 80 degrees there, first thing in the morning in Texas. Lots of heat warnings that we'll get to during this meteorology segment. Let's take a look at the winds around planet Earth. Actually, let's look at the coldest part of the planet also. Guess where it is? Antarctica. Guess how cold it is? It's negative 77 over there. How about negative 84? Negative 82.1. That's on the cool side. And if you're not aware of what an ice age is when a planet has ice at its poles consistently all year round, which means Earth is in an ice age. It's just a basic fact, folks. It's not controversial in any way. And here are the surface winds of the eastern world. Shout out to our viewers from all around the planet. Here are the jet streams of this side. Chaotic jet stream there over the far east and the West Pacific. Here are the jet streams of the West. Much more coherent jet stream over the U.S. here. Some Lake Michigan air making it all the way to Pennsylvania. Our location is Lehigh Valley. Some of the best cycling in the world, by the way, is in Lehigh Valley. If you're planning a cycling vacation, maybe consider visiting us. And you might even get to ride with me directly. Lehigh Wheelman Association. The LehighWheelman.org. Some powerful lows there in between Iceland and Scotland. It's a bad day for Viking raids. Here are the jet streams of the central world. And here are, the surface winds. Here are the jet streams. Check out this powerful low here over Western Asia. It's a pretty sweet inland low there, pretty strong. And it does even translate to a mild jet stream signal. That is a powerful upper level low going on there. And let's move on because we don't want the video to be too lengthy. There you go. There's a reading. 85 degrees right now, southeast of Lubbock. How you like them apples? How about down here? It looks even hotter. 87 degrees, and it's not even light out yet, folks. Major heat warnings. Let's take a look at clouds and fog here over the Americas as we zoom in closer and closer to the lower 48. Banana Republic. That's 3.9 micrometer radiation, part of the infrared spectrum. The NASA GOES Interactive Weather Satellite Suite. Here's your weather.gov map. Weather.gov is where to get your weather warnings. We've got some flooding over various parts of the country. Don't worry, we'll show you total precipitation forecasts. There is the key, and those are lots and lots of heat alerts. Some good surf likely around Hawaii. If your location is lit, head to weather.gov, the National Weather Service homepage. Before we do any forecasts, here is the smoke map, and there's lots of smoke coming once again to the U.S. I want to speed this up a little bit here. I'm going to try to speed it up. To quote John Melendez, a.k.a. Stuttering John, check it out. Thick smoke is coming. Thick smoke is coming, folks. Maybe even to Pennsylvania. I'm excited. I want to smell like a campfire when I come back from my bike rides. So here's your total accumulated precipitation forecast. It'll show you where those spots are likely to produce flooding based on a GFS 72-hour model at least. It is showing precipitation totals in inches. So doesn't look all that crazy. North Dakota and Nebraska and Kansas expecting the largest rain totals, maybe besides New Hampshire. Here is your pressure and precipitation forecast based on the same GFS 72-hour model. And somebody may be going to Oz in Kansas there, as a massive storm is forecast by that model. And here is your GFS 72-hour temperature anomaly forecast. Missouri, there's some like 13 degrees Celsius above normal temperatures. All right, so let's move on here. That is your GFS 72-hour temperature anomaly forecast in degrees Celsius. And here is your lightning mapper. We had some extreme lightning here in Pennsylvania, just thunderstorm after thunderstorm, like all day and night yesterday. I've got like a combined total of maybe 6 hours of sleep last night plus the night before. Lightning. It'll keep you up at night. Look at the lightning in Europe. Dag! Western Europe is getting kaplastered. I guess it's not that much. Anyway, there is the full view. We do have some terrestrial strikes in the U.S. Let's see if I can call out some incoming. Hey, Stillwater. You've got a hell of a cell to your west there. That could be producing damaging winds and hail with that high of a frequency of lightning. It's likely that it is. And you can expect it to continue there, Stillwater. Tulsa, I think you're in the crosshairs. Anyway, that's your lightning map there from lightningmaps.org. Next time you hear thunder, check it out. And check out our homepage also, smashomash.com, and check out the Smash Team site if you want additional content. You'll see content that you don't get to see anyplace else if you join the Smash Team, even at the bronze level, but especially at the silver and gold level. So these videos are brought to you in part by our silver and gold Smash Team level members. Thanks to you folks and all the rest of you people who don't pay us a dime to put up this content. You should be thanking them too. Without them, these videos probably would not still exist. Smashomash.com is the homepage. Welcome to the Neo-Renaissance. We are doing some serious stuff here, just writing the most important nature paper in hundreds of years to, explain the solar sunspot cycles and the mechanism that underlies it. It's pretty serious. So help us out via clicks, press like, subscribe, share, etc. And let's close out with the current Banana Republic weather. What a shithole. So here is the current situation for vertical motion in the air column. Let's briefly show these strong storms in Kansas and Oklahoma. Oh, that one's look at that one. It's showing white, folks. Those are some cold cloud tops. Yowzers. And those storms are moving southeast. This one's moving, actually, they're converging there. Check it out. They're actually converging towards Springfield, Missouri. Dag. That is berserk. Major storm convergence happening there, and you'll see it in this imagery as well. That's the clouds and fog view, 3.9 micrometer radiation. And there is the water vapor map. Rapid cloud nucleation happening there in Arkansas. Anyway, we'll close out with a recap. U.S. Doppler radar as we bring you the space weather and Earth weather together. Chock full of facts, devoid of fraud, and probably even devoid of misrepresentation. Last but not least, there's the water vapor map once again. And last but not least, here's me getting the hell out of here and getting back to the bunker because space, it's very scary if you believe nonsense. In the meantime, I'm going to climb back down this time. I'm taking the ladder today. So bye. And in the meantime, may that solar wind be at your back.